Lord, everybody. This is Vicky Pacheco, and I am going to do a tutorial on a gospel song called I'm a Pentecostal, in Spanish, Soy Pentecostal. To start off, this song is in the key of, we do it in the key of F. So I'll be teaching in the key of F. And this is a very basic version of it to kind of get an idea of how that gospel feel is. Of course, again, I'm not a gospel expert, so learn from it, the basics, and then of course add to it as you start developing and getting better at it. This is just something simple, getting a lot of questions as to how do I play it. There's a lot of things that I add to it, of course, that make it more exciting and fun and have that black gospel feel. But if you're just starting out, I would recommend this be a way to start, and then from there, just again, you get better at it, develop, and then add your own little flavor and taste to it. So to begin, right hand, we're on F chord. We have F, A, C. From here, my thumb, I keep it on F. These two are going to walk up from A and C to A sharp D, C, D sharp, and then back down, A sharp D, A and C. Okay, so you're pretty much, okay. And something you can do that, well, I do is when I land on this F chord, I kind of play that G sharp, but not for a very long time. I just kind of play very quickly and land as I pass down to A. Okay, and then just a pattern. A lot of it is based on feeling. So this is just a basic rhythmic pattern that you can do, and it sounds like this. We can do it backwards. Or mix it. Again, it's a lot of you practicing and playing around with the rhythm and the pattern of it, and just whatever you like or feels right for you. For everybody it's different, but that's just something to start off with to get you going on this song. Okay, so that's one chord, which is F. The next chord that you're going to find in this song is a C major 7. So you have C, E, G, then an A sharp or B flat. A sharp, B flat, same thing. We'll call it B flat. Okay, C, E, G, B flat, and then and that pretty much the same. Usually I either just play it like that, or just play the C major 7 completely as a chord and just add a little rhythm to it. Sometimes I break the C chord up and I'll do that as well, which is C, E, G. Keep my thumb, then these two fingers walk up to F and A, then G and B flat, then walk back down, F and A, E and G. And I might even do that D sharp the way I did it at the beginning. That D sharp, just kind of play it really quick and land on that E. So you get both. And then the next chord you're going to have is a B flat 7. That is B flat, D, F, and A flat. Okay, that one. Okay, just rhythmically playing that chord. I don't really break that one down, I just with your left hand, there's two things that you can do. If you have a bass player, that's great. Then it saves you from having to do the bass part. On gospel music, the big, like, I guess you can say one of the most important things is the bass player, and of course the bass drum for the drummer. They kind of are the ones that keep that the song grounded. Without it, the song sounds empty. It doesn't really sound the same. So if you have a bass player, you don't have to worry about playing that bass part. If you don't have one, then I'll go into showing you what it is that the bass, the left hand does. If you don't have a bass player, it's a little harder, but if you don't have one, well, I'll go ahead and show that. So, but if you do have a bass player, it makes your life so much easier, and you can just focus on adding your right hand those little accents and embellishments to make it sound even better. So on your left hand, pretty much whatever your right hand is doing, the first note and the last note of your chord, of your 3-note chord, is what I'm doing over here. So the first and the fifth, 1 and the 5. So in the case of F, I have F and C. And you just kind of bounce off of that. Keep it very simple. Okay? You don't have to do a lot with your left hand because, again, your bass player is the one that carries it. So F and C. So whenever you go down to your C major 7th, okay, you have your first, which is your C, and your fifth, which is your G. And you, again, just bouncing off of those. And when you have your B major 7th, you have your B flat as your first, and your fifth is F. And again, just bouncing off of those. So that kind of would be like this when you put it together. Then C major 7, B flat major 7, back to F. Okay, so that is a big chunk of the song. That's pretty much the whole song. Of course, add little things here and there to make it sound different. But that's mainly those 3 chords is the whole song of Soy Pentecostal. If you do not have a bass player, this is pretty much what your bass player, what your left hand is going to be doing. Or if you do have a bass player, but your bass player is not sure what he's supposed to be doing, I guess this can help too. So whenever you're playing that F, and I'm carrying the camera so you can see better. When you're playing that F chord in your right hand, your bass player slash your left hand will be playing this. So you have F, then you're going to jump down to A, okay, F, A sharp, B, C, D, D sharp, E, back to F. Okay, again, that's F, A sharp, B, C, D, D sharp, E, F. Okay, and that's... Bass player does that. If you don't have a bass player, then your left hand is doing that, while your right hand is keeping that rhythm, that pattern. Bum, 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 bum. And that's what makes it a little hard, is to add those 2 things together. Okay, so from there, when you go down to C, your C major 7th, you're going to have, there we go. So you have C, E, F, F sharp, G, A sharp, B, C. Okay, and then when you have your B flat major 7th, B flat, jump down to D, D sharp, E, F, hold on, there we go, B flat, D, D sharp, E, F, G, G sharp, A, B flat. I rarely do this with my left hand because we have an awesome bass player and she does that. So, okay, so that's pretty much what your left hand will be doing if you do not have a bass player at the same time. So to kind of put that together, I'm going to, again, practice in adding a bass line, but I will do my best. So this is kind of what that sounds like with your left hand doing the bass line, if you do not have a bass player. Okay, so here we go. Yeah. to go a lot smoother than that. So. Again, that takes a lot of practice. I'm still rusty on it too, and I need to practice myself. But pretty much your bass line, if your bass player can do that, awesome. If you don't, then take time and practice to get that, because that right there is the meat of what gospel is. If you don't have that bass run happening, the song sounds, like I said, it sounds empty, and it doesn't sound the same. And of course, your drummer kind of keeping that bass drum going with that. Okay, so that's pretty much the feel of the song, whatever your scenario is, with bass, without bass. But that's pretty much how that goes. Now, to actually go into how the song is played, the very, very beginning, you kind of just have that F. Okay, and you're just kind of playing that until your soloist comes in. And then when she comes in, and excuse my voice, I lost my voice over the weekend at a conference, so excuse my singing, okay? So, but this is how that goes. No tenemos vergüenza, amamos al Señor. Su fuego en nosotros inspira adoración. Subiéndole el sonido, a Él voy a cantar, gritando aleluya. Quiero remolinear, así es como yo vivo, así voy a alabar. Somos pentecostales, no lo puedes dudar. Soy pentecostal. Okay, so at the very beginning, again, you have that little intro where you're just on the F chord, and you're just playing around there until your soloist is ready to come in. And when she comes in, you just cut off on that F. No tenemos vergüenza, amamos al Señor. Then your notes are, you're going to play octaves on both hands, D sharp, D, and then F, and cut off on that F. Okay, so that's no tenemos vergüenza, amamos al Señor. Su fuego en nosotros inspira adoración. Cut off on B flat, subiéndole el sonido a Él. And then do it again. Dando aleluya, quiero remover. Then the C major 7. Así es como yo vivo, así voy. Then build on that B flat 7. Somos pentecostales, no lo puedo. Then back to the beginning. Soy pentecostal, así voy. Or if you're doing that, sé la Biblia, ahí nos pueden. C major 7. Solo Dios servimos, su nombre es Jesús. B flat major 7. Back to the verse. All the verses are played exactly the same. And B flat major 7. C major 7. Then you have your B flat major 7. So okay, that right there that I added to kind of give it again, make it a lot more exciting or fun. From your build up, somos pentecostales, no lo puedes dudar. Octave, C, D, and then F. And you play that fast and kind of bounce on that F. So somos pentecostales, no lo puedes dudar. And then you go back to playing the rhythm. Okay, a lot. Again, this is all based on feel. Okay, so that's one thing you can do right there. Okay, and then another thing that you can add as well is if you're gonna go into the chorus, again, really you can put it anywhere, but I mostly put it when I'm singing the chorus, then I'm gonna repeat the chorus again. So you have Soy Pentecostal, otra vez, estamos en la Biblia, ahí nos puedes ver. C major 7, solo Dios servimos, nombre es B flat. What your left hand, what I taught at the beginning, what your left hand does if you do not have a bass player or whatever it is that your bass player does, that run on F, F, A sharp, much doing that, but octaves on both hands. So you have F, A sharp, B, C, D, D sharp, E, F. Okay? So again, Soy Pentecostal, necesito otra vez. So solo un Dios servimos, su nombre es Jesús, apostólicos vivimos. Then back to the beginning, Soy Pentecostal, nacido otra vez. Okay, that's kind of that song. So very, very simple. The verses are all played exactly the same. Again, it depends on you on making it your own. At the beginning, it might be a little hard because if you're not used to it and you're having to, again, it's a feel thing. It's not a technical way of how to exactly play it. So just kind of play around with the rhythm, copy it the way I'm doing it, I guess. And then once you start getting more comfortable with it, naturally, you might just start adding your own style and taste to it. Okay, but I hope that was helpful. Any other questions? If you're unsure about something else that you want to add or make it more exciting, you're not quite getting, if I can break it down maybe a little bit more, then I can try and do that. But any questions or anything, please just, you can find me on Facebook, Vicky Pacheco, or send me an email, VickyPachecoMusic@hotmail.com. YouTube, I don't have a lot of, this is my second tutorial. Pretty much when people request, then I make a tutorial and I post it. So if there's anything else that I can help with to be a blessing to your ministry, just please let me know, shoot me a message, and I would be more than glad to help out. God bless you guys, and God bless your ministry.